Hey there, welcome to Life Noggin. Have you ever wondered what the effects of American football are on the body? Now, I'm not talking about the effects of all those deliciously greasy foods you eat during the big game. No, I'm talking about what American football does to the bodies of the players. Grab your helmets. This could get a little rough. Red 27, hike. Football stuff. Let's start by taking a look at one of the most important parts of our bodies. Our noggins. One of the biggest risks a football player has to their brains is a concussion. A concussion is a traumatic brain injury that alters the way a person's brain functions. Their effects usually are temporary, but they can include headaches and problems with your memory, balance, and coordination. They often occur from a blow to the head, but they can also happen from a strike anywhere else due to the head and upper body being violently shaken from the force. Helmets are meant to prevent against concussions, but players can still suffer from them even when they're wearing one. They sure do make my noggin look a lot bigger though. Pass that ball, score points, football. But are concussions the only risk to a player's brain? Well, according to a recent Danish study, people that get a brain injury, like a concussion or a skull fracture, are at a far greater risk of developing mental disorders than those who don't have head injuries. The risk increased by over 50% for conditions like depression and schizophrenia, with the risk for organic mental disorders increasing by over 400%. With concussions making up a little over 7% of all injuries in college football players, and there being over 270 recorded concussions in the NFL in the year 2015 alone, that's quite a lot of injuries to further the risk of football players having mental disorders. But what about other parts of our beautiful sea of atoms? Well, according to the NCAA, the knee is the most common location for injuries in collegiate football players, and ligament sprains are the most common injury. Other physical injuries that football players may be prone to are torn hamstrings, dislocated shoulders, and ACL injuries. Injuries can be easy to spot, but what about more chronic problems? It may not be as evident as physical injury, but football players seem to have an issue with obesity and weight management. In a recent study, it was found that every year from 1942 until 2011, players at all positions, from quarterbacks to linebackers, have gotten increasingly heavier. Linemen showed to have the greatest change, with an average increase of almost 100 pounds on their supportive skeletons over the span of the study. They had about an 11% increase in body fat, but the issue isn't just for active players. Another study looking at over 500 retired NFL players found that almost 60% of linemen had metabolic syndrome, compared to the national average of about 20%. Taking a page right out of Newton's notebook, no, not that Newton. Yeah, that one. The greater the mass of a player, the more force they can potentially create. But this extra mass may be quite the hindrance to retired players. Heavier individuals tend to have higher blood pressure, higher risks of heart disease, and a greater chance for metabolic disorders like type 2 diabetes. After being used to the lifestyle choices that seek a heavier weight during their career, it can be difficult for players to slim down once they retire from the field. So it sure seems like American football is one dangerous sport, but they sure are a great band, am I right? Did anyone get that reference? Let me know in the comments below which football team you're rooting for. And if you don't root for any football team, let me know what sport is your favorite. And if you don't like sports at all, let me know what we should talk about next. If you guys haven't heard, Life Noggin has relaunched a channel called Play Noggin. It's all about exploring the science of your favorite video games. So if you love Life Noggin and want to learn even more, check it out.
Some Minecraft users have dedicated countless hours to building in-game computers. One such user, Hans Liemerson, even built one that simulates Minecraft within Minecraft.
As always, I'm Blacko. This has been Life Noggin. Don't forget to keep on thinking.